Oi, what's up? It's Demented, and today I have another review, and today I wanted to more specifically look at Tobi. Now, Tobi is kind of weird, because I was meaning to review both Tobi and Onimo, individually, obviously, but they've kind of like blended together because they're both so mid-table in my opinion, and that's my expectation moving into this, as well as recently, if you saw on a live stream that I did yesterday or last night, that I I kind of went off on the guys on the Plat Chat podcast, more specifically Avast, because Avast is now dying on the hill, saying that Tobi is the most well-rounded main support in the league, which I don't think is true, because I don't like, well-rounded is a term that in my opinion you use to someone who is like so good at like not like spectacular at everything, but like decent enough at everything to where they're like in the talk for everything. But Tobi, I feel like Tobi just doesn't int, which I don't think is enough to where you're like, this is a mid or like an upper tier main support or whatever the fuck. But without further ado, let me put my lo-fi on. And to get into my normal preface, basically I'm a primarily main support coach, or support coach in general, that really wants to see the main support role flourish, but it really hasn't been for some time now. So I really want to kind of be the thing that changes that, and the way, in my opinion, to change that is by being a lot more harsh than other people are in terms of how to criticize and just in general how to look at main support. So yeah, expect me to be a lot more critical and give a lot more to be a lot more hostile rather than forgiving. So this is already a really weird off angle. That play wasn't horrible, but do you see, like, just right there, that's so much Inspire downtime. Like, so first off, you're LOSing yourself from Alarm and Hotba if you were to pack either of them, and even Carpe, who's now starting to get half HP. Let alone, like, okay, going for a weird off-angle flail is fine, but you also don't want to be so split from the fight that it would fuck you over. Plus, this is rough, because you go on this really long off-angle, you had no one knowing that you were there, caring that you were there, and still missed it. And I don't normally flame mechanics, but that, you can't, if you're taking the time to go on an off-angle for a flail, you can't miss it. That is the only exception to like my rule of like, I don't flame people for messing up the execution. The bash to escape, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Fusion try to play point. I don't think they had to back out, but so this is just a fuck ton of downtime. Hold on. There's no way that gives Inspire. Okay. So this has done nothing for us. Flailing that turret, because I was about to lose my shit if turret gave Inspire, but it doesn't. And it fucks us over because we still, it is now a minute and 30 seconds into this round, and we have yet to proc Inspire. Still haven't procced it, Holy shit! Well rounded, by the way. And I'm gonna be really fucking bitter about that. The well rounded, by the way, throughout this entire thing. That scouting is fine. I like that. Still don't like that the only healing that's come through from Tobi. Finally! Okay, it took 2 minutes and 15 seconds, relatively, to get Inspire up once. I think that's a problem. That I think also has to deal with positioning, because I think Tobi a lot of the time up to this point has been kind of further behind the team than anything. But this positioning is this is actually way overextended. You had to get nanoed because you were gonna die anyways, or either way. Okay, this is a whole bunch of bad shit. So, Tobi, due to Tobi's positioning here, realistically, Tobi's positioning being so bad, and not like, just for example, staying with like the staying with Rascal and Diva, because right now, any proc of Inspire that happens just isn't hitting anyone and is only for Tobi, which is fine, kind of, but it becomes less fine when the hunters look at Tobi and then they force Nano and in turn force Rally, all because of Tobi's bad positioning. Now, granted, it wouldn't surprise me if Fusion win this fight now, but like, if you think that they're winning it for a good reason, I would think you're mistaken, because then this Rally comes out. This is again still a Rally just so that Tobi doesn't die, is in another Inspire drought. Yeah, this is, the whip shots are definitely rough. Yikes. Okay. I still don't understand why. Okay, I think that was so that was obviously a miss bash from Nisha, but where, like, I don't understand why Tobi's so far back. Like, Tobi is setting himself up for failure because he's standing so far back. What the fuck was that? That was dumb. Okay, so this is fine up until that. The aggressive bash was just like this is where it confuses me. So right now, like, if you run into Elsa, if you run into a Sigma as Brig and you know how to use your cooldowns properly, first off, stop flailing the fucking turret. I mean, I know it's 70 damage, but like, come on. It's not, it doesn't need to be like used off cooldown for that. But like, I don't understand. This is so counterintuitive, and I've had to tell other people that I've bothered about this, but it's like, you don't aggro bash just to flail that person even farther away from where you just tried to use your, because if you're aggressively bashing, odds are you're using it to close distance. So then why are you looking to flail the person that you're aggressively bashing towards to make that distance even longer? Now, granted, if they started kiting, sure. But this was like an immediate aggressive bash into unnecessary whip for no reason. But then, like, that was an easy, like, 3 Inspire procs just because he didn't hit the flail. And just gets walked at. Like, this is, the positioning here is really rough, just in general. Especially, like, the aggressive bash cost way more than it should have. I haven't seen anything super cataclysmic with pack usage yet. whiff. That's a fine off angle. This positioning is so fucking weird. Like, force your own rally again. You flailed Jimmy to safety. Okay. This is so much weird shit. So this is fine later in the fight. But, and I mean, I think the common person would probably dismiss this and just be like, yeah, but they still won the fight. Yeah, but they shouldn't have. So, like, this flank is really dangerous. It's like, I mean, it's better than fucking, I don't know. I don't, like, realistically, you are now trusting Rascal a lot. Not to say that you shouldn't trust Rascal, but a Brig Reaper on an off angle isn't hard to punish if the hunters choose to, but I feel like they just don't, realistically, and then Nisha instead tries to, or Nisha just thinks it's Rascal, which, luckily for them, or luckily for Fusion it wasn't, but another missed flail. But like here is good cleave, but then also like look how aggressive this is. Also, like, I think Tobi was trying to boop someone into the bomb, but like if you're gonna boop someone into the bomb, actually like do it an easier way than like trying to do some geometric bullshit where like Jimmy was right here and him going over here is a lot more likely in terms of like getting booped than somehow booping him out over here to where he's the perfect angle to get an LOS of bomb. That's just rough. But like later in this fight, a lot of ticks of Inspire, not a lot of shield dancing, which I don't like. Isn't scouting beneath? Like this looks like a lost puppy. Because I don't know, and I express this a lot, but when you think of Brig, you should think of someone that's the middleman, that's like not overextended to the point where you're gonna get run over, but not so far back that you can't do your job and proc Inspire. And with this positioning, as opposed to this being the core of the team and this being all the people that you're actually supposed to be healing, like sure you can make a case for saying that like Hotbo is over here, but also very far distant away, to the point where Tobi fucking dies. Plus, does Tobi have bash? Why does he not bash to cover? Yeah, please bash to cover. Like you want to survive first, and then if it is a matter of death or Inspire, like, or life, death, or Inspire, don't pick Inspire. Fucking pick life, then Inspire. Fucking, it's, I don't know. Especially because due to his positioning, him hitting a flail on Gaga does not matter. No matter if he hits the flail or not, he does not do much with it. I mean, so that was rough on a lot of accounts. And this is what I mean by, like, I can't, a lot of the times like, I'll get asked what I think of Tobi, and it's like, I can't, why would I have an opinion when 9 times out of 10, it doesn't look like Tobi's doing anything. And, like, you don't see anything outstandingly good or bad coming from Tobi. So this is okay. This is horrible. Okay, that's so dog shit. Okay, first off, cut it the wrong way. So that's rough immediately. I want to watch this back around here. Okay. So for this engagement, I don't know why he tries to scout out this window. I guess to see if anyone was coming from like main or whatever, but you have Mono who's already wrapping all the way around, so you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about scouting. But now what I would like to see in a perfect world, I think Tobi plays in this corner and plays to pretty much constantly cleave while they, meaning hunters as double shield, try to take this corner, because as they're trying to take that corner, you're making them ultimately pay and it's like you're a fucking I call it border patrol, where you're sitting in a choke, you're mass cleaving until if they want to come into your territory, they have to pay the price, as in they have to give you inspire, and ultimately that's not what they want to do. But if they want to come to your area, that's what they're gonna have to do. That's what I like to see people put positions in for them, as well as, like, if you're thinking logically, you're a bash away from safety coming into out here where you didn't kite to the last time, which is rough. But look how, like, you don't push up, you don't do anything. That bash was way early and also just the wrong direction. Just packing off cooldown now. I don't like that. This is gonna be a rough fight, because Tobi, oh yeah, I think that flail might just lose him the fight, to be honest. Yep. Okay, but look at this. I want you to watch this back with me. So first off, like, just pack usage, you're just never having packs if you're Tobi. But this flail, why does this flail fuck them over so hard? At least in my eyes. Basically, if you have their team who's fairly spammy, I think pretty much all these characters like would lead you to believe that this is a spam comp that they're on. And with that being said, your Brig has to find those little pockets of inspire, and if you don't, like, you see how low Tobi drops here, which all this poke is getting taken without getting healed for due to that lack of inspire. So, like, this, to put it in perspective, Fusion had to work twice as hard than the hunters did, solely because of Tobi being on Brig. But if this was a better Brig player, then I think that's an easy win for Fusion, or a more dominant win for Fusion. But we're on Mercy now, so this is fine. Is not ready at all for the Nano Visor. Is constantly swapping back and forth. I'm not sure I understand. Wait, you can't res that? I think that is almost 100% resable. So a couple ways this res could get off. More basically, would be having your ball contest like this area while res is happening. Resing and using this corner is another thing, as well as okay, the distance would get a little shaky, but I think you might be able to do it from on top of the lion here. This looks like it'd be pretty much resable, but and then with that you can then kind of like kite with the little bit of like distance that you have and fall back here. I don't like that this res wasn't attempted. This is I would also say here that in terms of where the split is, obviously, but I think not Carpe. I think Tobi should go with Rascal mid fight, because it's kind of like in my eyes the same thing as. First off, let me check where Rascal dies. But I think it's kind of the same thing as like when you're playing with like Ash Echo, and you're thinking about how let me. Oh, I don't have it bound. Okay, Rascal's still already dead. Where the fuck does Rascal die? Does he? Okay, then that's fine. But like in terms of pressure, I feel like Soldier puts on so much pressure mid-fight. Let me see where these tanks die. Both kinda on the same corner. Like some of these reses I feel like are definitely at least attemptable, but I feel like it's not even like in Tobi's mind that these reses could go off or get off. So not the biggest fan of that. You don't have no. Okay. So Hoppa starts taking poke. Look how close Alarm is to Nano. Please just let Alarm get Nano. Like, especially because you just got Valk, and then start Valk healing him. Like, yes, I know they're putting pressure on him, but if you want to be that kind of like pain reliever, honestly, you can start damage boosting Hoppa, so then as they're coming in, they're having to deal with more damage, and then on top of that, if you're needed to peel, you're already there. You don't have to swap targets, you don't have to do anything. It should be instinctual, but with this like coming out as early as it is, Hoppa has not dropped below half HP, which is fine. But now Alarm is getting a bunch of less ult charge because Hoppa's being pocketed, and he still dies, which is even crazier. You just completely left Alarm. This is so weird. You could have definitely gone with Rascal. What the fuck? I apologize for yawning. Stop pocketing Hotba, please. Okay. So C9 comes through, but I want to see where all these people die, because again, This seems like it's completely out of the question that they could even get rezzed. Okay, so where... Okay. So Rascal's dead over here, which is fine. Where's Mono dead at? Mono is dead, like, around here, on point-ish. If I'm going from... I don't even think it's letting me see the perspective here. But like, especially after Hotba dies, after people pull and use so much of their stuff, as well as leave dies. So right now, their only CC is Rock, which if you're using the corner of this pillar here, then it's pretty easily avoidable, as well as he just used Rock, actually. So there's nothing besides damage that is stopping you from rezzing this, as well as, like, where the fuck is Jimmy even? Jimmy isn't gonna be there. So now you're gonna have to, you have the opportunity to get a game-changing res off, but don't go for it. I don't know. I don't like that. Personally, that's just it doesn't put a good taste in my mouth. It doesn't give me a good I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it doesn't make me think of a very good Mercy player, or the traits of a very good Mercy player. I kind of want to watch Lucio. Man. I remember when this was a brawl only map. What the fuck, man? Better days. This is just gonna be another Mercy map, for fuck's sake. God damn it. What map would they run Lucio on? Ilios. We're gonna skip around a little bit, and then I'll see TOA after this. Please don't tell me they still play fucking... Bro, okay, fine. You fucking win. I'll watch your shitty Mercy gameplay. Fucking hell. This is so like he's jumping around to targets so much instead of just focusing on one. And he'll hop at a half to half. God, Alarm is like bench pressing this backline with a passion. Deadlifting like a motherfucker. That's crazy. Is still like flickering a little bit. Finally goes for a res. Wow. And just like that, a game-changing res because he actually went for one. Okay, so Valk here would be really good. Okay, the Valk engagement is fine. What the fuck are you doing? I don't like this. I don't like that whatsoever. Honestly, and this is gonna sound meme as fuck, but I would have preferred to pocket Bob here. Because Bob is currently in the middle of, I don't know whether the tether would hit Carpe, but I know it would hit Alarm and it would hit Hot Butt, as well as damage boosted Bob is now going to fucking burst anyone that touches point, as well as just anyone else that's like, dude, it's I don't like the fucking pocketing Rascal. It's especially because Rascal doesn't even do anything there. My frames are skipping. What is that? What are you doing? That's fine, but what was that pistol shit? That looked like a Mercy in the fucking 2016 days trying to like pistol enough to get res. Like a desperation move, and it's like, man, just like fucking shooting people isn't gonna make your cooldown shorter. As well as that was a horrible overextension fly. Yeah. Yikes. You can't do that against someone like fucking Leave. Me. Fuck, I don't know how to make my stuff not buffer as hard. Because now shit's actually buffering for me. That's wild. Okay, since it would seem my frames are dying, I'll see if I can just find a... Let me actually turn on MSI. Sorry I have to do this right now. And now I'm sorry if you can hear my fan, it should fix itself. But overall, I mean, let me check, because I don't think Tobi would, Tobi does go Brig. Honestly, I think, man, it's not that I don't want to see any of this shit, but it's like, man, that was rough, that Brig play. Oh, I can maybe watch Nepal. Huh. This should be Lucio mostly. Okay. Wait, we're just doing a Koth special now. That's fucking nasty. That's huge. Okay, so Tobi, stop crossfading, please. Especially when you're on an Orisa comp. No, why? Why? You don't have to swap the fucking songs. Especially if you see people that are fucking critical. Cause this is huge for your ult bank if you get this fucking amp right. But instead, it gets cut short. And like the main girth of the amp is wasted. Ugh. Getting out farmed by Hybe almost. All because of that one bad amp. If that was a full heal amp, Tobi would be at least 50% right now. I'm convinced. What the fuck? That was grandma reaction times. What the fuck? Just did not care about the monkey. Wait, again, what is this amp? What? Dude, you're... okay. You have point, and you, more importantly, have leeway. You don't... what the fuck? You don't need a speed amp to get from up here to point when the other team just engaged through, like, a pretty far away place. Especially because they now have to amp to get to you, and you wasted your amp instead of utilizing it and actually... first off, okay, I guess like fifth off at this point. Why on heal, or why on speed here? Like there's these little pockets that it's like, really, why? That's a fine heal amp. Look at that. And then swap to speed to try to get to mono. That's fine. No! Stop! He's losing the girth! Like, okay. So, currently, Tobi is 40% ahead of Hybe, and what my question, or what my statement would be over this would be, what, like, you could have been probably give or take like 30% to your next beat after beating in this fight if the amp uses were correct and just more dedicated for heals. Where are you amping? Okay. So you're telling me in one speed boost, by the time this speed amp got committed, you, as Lucio, were thinking you can get not only these people and the people that aren't even in your speed aura or mono, however spread out your fucking team is right now, to point, and this is all one speed amp. And if that's not, why are we using it? There's no reason to use it. We are speed engaging on absolutely fuck all. This is a fine beat, just cause fucking Valiant or dog. This is again fine because he hasn't commit amp. Why? Please, please tell me what this was for. Please tell me why you plan to waste amp in its entirety as they have beat and are undoubtedly going to aggressively beat at some point in this fight. If you beat before the enemy Lucio, and the other Lucio has to aggressively beat to get back on track with you, you want to take another step up above them, because then when they're like, I mean, obviously you can't build beat while you're beating. So after that beat comes out, they're going to be trying to bum rush your bitch ass. And if you're sat there on heals the whole time and do a full ass heal amp, you have not only now one-upped what their Lucio is doing, you have stepped on him and lifted yourself a notch or two even higher. But instead, I really want to understand this amp. This was an aggressive amp to boop Crystal and to walk away. To then re-peak Crystal. Why? What is that? What is that? That's disgusting. That was so unbelievably horrid. Holy shit. Okay. I like these colors clashing. The orange and the white, that was sick. Okay, we are still currently constantly crossfading for no real reason. Dude, they're calling! Fucking Peel! That's what I think people don't understand. People think Lucio Peel is going over and booping someone away. Yes and no. That's a form of booping, or that's a form of peel, but also just stay on heals during like an engagement that the other team's having, because obviously they cold first. They're gonna get aggressive first. So get that, turn it on its head, and fuck them with it. And like, because of all these crossfades, now you're still beating high B. Crazy. You're beating an off tank off rolling by a not very sizable margin. Like that's where it gets so confusing to me. It's like, do you not want to put the other people in the dirt with ult charge? Or by having more ult charge? Where are you going? So they're playing back of point. Speed disengage. That's fine because he has beat. The timing of this is horrid. Okay, so let's I want to look at this from like an aerial view. Okay, so bomb comes out, primal's happening, like there's so much going on. There's so much going on before Oh god, how did you end up here? So like, this would be, as soon as they commit 2 ults, well, like, okay, it would be one thing, in my opinion, if you're beating against a copy or something, but they are now not only using copy, but they are death blossoming and aggressively beating. You beating initially, and beating that initial impact destroys everything they just did. But instead, we waited and like kind of kited it a little bit greedy, and Rascal like paid for it ultimately. As well as EQO didn't get it. Or no, he did. Never mind. Like, and with as far as this goes, I have no clue what's going on here. How he ended up where he did, why he's still swapping the heals on occasion, or why he's still swapping the speed on occasion. Bro, you're calling! The ultimate sign of disrespect. At least heal yourself. Don't you care about yourself? Go and I want you to see how useless Tobi is in this fight. Utterly useless. So Tobi is now behind everyone. He has been on speed almost this entire time. Gets booped away, is still backlining. Walks up, gets booped back, still has barely gotten past stairway. Tobi's playing an entirely different game. Not to mention, like, now he's getting beaten by Hybe because of his lack of healing. He's not healing a lot. He's not amping heals a lot. It's so dumb that it's so easy to pull shit off. And okay, I'm about to fucking rant about everything, man. But like, he didn't even go and like amp heals on Hotba. It's like he's allergic to fucking building beat. And now he's 70% behind an off tank player off rolling. That's wild. That boop does nothing. What? Okay. Alright. Okay, so Rascal gets caught in the rotation, that's whatever. But you now have Hotba and EQL both on low ground. The TP comes out. You boop the Reaper into EQO. I mean, and then just fucking okay. Let me watch amp usage, I guess. So we just don't have amp. Oh, but again, died on the hill that everyone else would die on of constantly still crossfading. Especially because like if Moiras are doing damage, which Ouya was doing in that fight, like ultimately, Lucio can't out-heal a Moira sucking someone, but you can try and make it difficult for the Moira. But every time you swap to speed, you're just making the Moira's job easier. You're giving up. And it's still going on here. Where's the counter beat? Oh my god, this is delayed as fuck. So I'm all in favor of kiting out a beat, an aggressive beat from the other team. And what happens here? So Hybe beats this, like, so immediately, as well as Crystal's already getting value. So again, this is another thing of they're opening with 3 ults. If you beat now, your 2 ults are gonna just do more. But then he waits, almost dies, gets down to 50 HP before getting a Mega, and then beats. Like, don't make it hard on yourself. And don't make your fucking teammates wait in anticipation to see if you're gonna fucking counter beat. Just counter beat. Kite it out a little bit, but as soon as they are done expending their resources to get to you, then you fucking beat. And we're on heals. We're on heals for some reason. Or we're on speed. I keep confusing the two. As I'm sure these guys are as well. Oh, thank God there's only like one more fight left. Alright, that's a fine mark on the ball. I would have rather waited to... That's a hard speed amp for no reason. Like, come on, you're 60 to beat. Dude, do you not want to build it? Why? Beat is so buildable. That's crazy. I'm debating putting an NA on this. Because I didn't like anything I saw. Yeah, I saw... I don't even know what positive aspects I can give. And the fact that I don't want to only bring up Avast, because this is a thing that a bunch of people have brought up, that Tobi is like a well-rounded player. Well, he's well-roundedly dog shit. You're correct in saying that. He doesn't do anything on anything. So if that's the case you're making for him being well-rounded, by all means, you hit it out of the park. So with that being said, I appreciate the fuck out of all of you for watching, and I really in the future want to make a Animo video, as well as I'm working or thinking to working on another backline autopsy, but holy fuck, those things take like 3 days straight, and holy shit, it takes so much time. But regardless, I appreciate the fuck out of you for watching. Follow me on Twitter so you can know whenever I upload, as well as turn my notifications on YouTube. And if there's anyone else you want me to review, I will be more than happy to. So I will see you when I see you. Later.